Yo, haha, never said.
What is good, YouTube? Your boy Magnificent is back with another video, and today I got the Air Jordan 12 playoffs in the building, but I do want to talk about the significance of this shoe release because I am curious as to why there was not that much hype, in my opinion, like it should. I mean, you got to keep in mind that this, again, is a very, very important shoe, but let's get straight into it, go over the materials and whatnot. This is the Air Jordan 12 box. Let me just open this bad boy up and, man, I'm going to explain to you why this shoe is very, very important in the Air Jordan legacy. So, with that said and done, man, let's kind of get straight into the shoe and this release. And shout out to, I want to say, wear testers, because they posted some pictures where you can actually see this shoe kind of sliced open so you can see the materials inside. First, we do have that fine line midsole right here that you can see. Of course, you got that leather upper, and the design of the Air Jordan 12 is reminiscent for the Japanese, I want to say, rising sun, at least the flag. So when you see this, and you see this, it kind of makes sense. And of course, if you flip towards the outsole, you got that herringbone traction pad both on the ball and the heel of the foot. And of course, you got that carbon fiber. You got that carbon fiber towards the middle of the shoe, and you can see how it's broken down in terms of how much carbon fiber is actually stored in the shoe, which I think is kind of phenomenal. When you look on the tongue is also leather, and it does have 2-3 on the tongue with the Jumpman red Jordan logo. When you flip this towards the back, it has the Jordan patch on here. Now, I believe that this is the 4th time that this shoe is released in a high, and then it was one time in a low. So the one thing people are saying that they noticed that is the patch on the back where it says Jordan. It reads Jordan, is white. 2012 version, it was red. Same thing goes for the Jumpman logo that is on the outsole, because where you see black right here, it was for some reason red on the 2012 version. And of course, you got that whole metal eyelets on that sits towards the top of the actual shoe. I think that this is phenomenal, guys. Now, here's the thing. Where was the hype for these? I think part of the problem is this shoe was originally slated to release during All-Star break. So a lot of people thought that this was going to be a shock drop during the NBA All-Star break. It probably would have been a perfect time to release it, mainly because Jordan wore the Air Jordan 12s during the All-Star game. But I think a lot of people realize, or don't realize, that he actually wore this in the 1997 NBA playoffs, right? Stick with me for a second. Some people, I heard people actually thought that this was a new colorway, like a brand new colorway. And it's like, Air Jordan himself wore this. And I get it. A lot of people don't know anything about Michael Jordan. I don't. But need I remind you and everybody else that was watching The Last Dance. How many people remember that, right? A documentary kind of showing the highs and the lows of Michael Jordan's career. And I felt like that video also highlighted certain Jordan retros that sparked the hype behind certain shoes he wore. So for instance, I'm giving you just a little sample of it. You know, there were scenes where you saw him shooting, I think, in a gym for the Air Jordan 11 Concords. You saw some scenes with him and pictures or still pictures of him in the Air Jordan 4 Reds. They showed you guys the Air Jordan 4 Fire Reds, the Air Jordan 5 Fire Reds. What else was on there that I got in my lineup? Oh, of course, you saw the Air Jordan 11 Bread. Again, these are all shoes that he wore. The Air Jordan 6 Carmines. And if I'm not mistaken, I got something else in here. The Air Jordan 6 Infrared. These are shoes that Mr. Michael Jordan himself wore. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because during the year of 1997, that was the year of the 12s, right? So we all, or a lot of people, remember the flu game, right? The red and black Air Jordan 12s. The taxis he's also wore. But the Air Jordan 12 playoffs was also on, I think, episodes 9 and 10, if I'm not mistaken, for the documentary of The Last Dance, right? This shoe is significant simply because Jordan wore this on home games, during home games in the 1997 NBA playoffs. He also wore this against the Utah Jazz in Game 1 when he hit that game-winning shot, which gave the Bulls the 1-0 lead over at least the series for the Utah Jazz. And of course, 3 more, got his 5th NBA championship. But this is why this is so significant in the lineup. And that's why I didn't understand, like, why wasn't the hype there? Like, this is a very, very important shoe. It's just as important as any other shoe that Air Jordan wore because it kind of follows his legacy, right? This is always going to be a memory. And to my knowledge, I don't think that this shoe releases quite often because this is the shoe that a lot of people wanted to get but couldn't get after that documentary because the last one was 2012. So I'm saying that to say this, when it comes to shoes like, you know, that Jordan didn't wear, right? And the hype is there. This is what I'm trying to understand on the newer sneaker community is that when it comes to shoes like these, you got the Red Thunder, you got the Oreo, you got the UNC4s, we're all going crazy over these shoes that Jordan never wore. So I'm going to say that to say this, is the hype around the fact that the color blocking scheme is good, not necessarily the storyline behind it. And that's just my honest question. I'm just asking, I'm not trying to be a hater for the old school or the new school. I'm just asking what's the hype behind the Air Jordan releases? Is it the collaborations? Because I'm saying that to say this. Even back in 2019, when I got my Air Jordan 4 Bread, these didn't even sell out right away. These stood for a minute. And I remember this was like a weekday release, if I'm not mistaken, because I don't know if it was like 2 hours. I think it was 2 hours after the release is when I got this. So it wasn't a quick sale. It was hot, but people weren't up on it. So, of course, insert the Last Dance, and every retro shoe that Jordan wore skyrocketed in terms of profit, and everybody got crazy over it. So, comment below, man. Let me know what you think about the Air Jordan 12 playoff release. And let me know why you think that the hype wasn't there. Me personally, I think that they had everybody hyped to a certain point, and because of the whole issues that they had with shipping and stuff wasn't ready and they had to push the date back, maybe that killed it. But me, not really. Not any shoe that Air Jordan wore himself, Michael Jordan wore himself, especially something like this, it's got to be in the lineup. And I get it. When the Air Jordan 12 royalties dropped, right? When these dropped, I get it. It wasn't the taxis, it was good enough. And that's what people actually wanted right after that documentary. People wanted the taxis, but that's what we got. And Air Jordan was like, okay, we'll give you the Air Jordan 12 royalties. And people were like, dude, what's going on? Now, this year, fast forward to this year, they gave us the playoffs instead. What do you want? I don't get it. But your boy Bill Davis said, man, I am out. It's time to do that on feed for the Air Jordan 12 playoffs. Hopefully that kind of synopsis story kind of gives some emphasis as to why it is very important for some people, not everybody, to actually kind of have this in your collection and the meaning and why it's so iconic for the Air Jordan lineup. Your boy Bill Davis said, man, I am out. You guys, stay blessed.